Okay, I think we should be live. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it says on Streamlabs that we're live. Let me just show y'all. It says right there in the corner we're live. But listen, man, we about to go watch some Sneako. We about to go watch some Sneako. So let me jump over to Rumble. And if I go to Sneako's channel, I believe he should have a live stream up pretty soon. I think he said that it was starting at 8 p.m. So I think we're actually gonna be a little bit late, but it is what it is, man. We're gonna be reacting to some Sneako. Oh, come on, don't do this. It's being annoying. But if y'all haven't been keeping up with the whole Andrew Tate situation, man, they basically extended it for 30 more days that they say that he's kept in jail. But they've been saying more recently that it's not about what they said it was originally about, which was about, sexual trafficking, human trafficking. Now it's apparently it's about money laundering. But this whole thing is just kind of getting kind of crazy. So I don't really know what to think about the whole thing anymore. But in my opinion, man, free the top G, dog. Free the top G, man. He don't need to be locked up like this, man. If he did do what they're claiming of him, what they originally were claiming of him, then obviously he deserves to be in jail. But how the story is switching now all of a sudden, like, it's kind of, it's kind of iffy. I don't know, man. I feel like they might be attacking him on some old news type ish, but who knows? I'm trying to get the stream up from Sneako, but I'm having a little bit of trouble. If anybody knows of a way to, better view these rumbles and stuff, you just let me know. Oh, actually, right now, emergency meeting, the Matrix Attack the Tates, Fresh and Fit are doing a stream, so we might hop over and watch a bit of that. I mean, see what they're up to. You feel me? If we can, if it'll let us.
Just right. The judge can
go into reaction mode.
180 days. Okay. So, do we know if Andrew's going to be held for 180 days pending the judge, getting the evidence and deciding? We don't know.
Hold on, actually.
Okay.
Actually, I think that's going to mess up the audio. Let me get my handy dandy notebook. Let me make sure it's connected to the right. Make sure it's connected and everything. Yo, listen, man.
Their system is very different, but that's how it works. All right?
Make sure this is live.
You're interested.
Yeah, 5.
This is just one.
And some of them could have been controlled by the other 2 guys as well. We don't know that yet, but it was 5 search warrants. Okay, guys, and
5 search warrants.
It is extremely strict. Like, it's not
God damn.
abnormal to record a search warrant, right? That's not abnormal.
But to post
it on the internet is fucking crazy to me, especially if it's...
Now, listen, we gotta take this advice with some great severity, because as we know, Myron used to be a part of the FBI. He used to be a part of law enforcement. So, the protocols, the nuances. If anybody to listen to is him, man.
It's supposed to be an active criminal investigation. All right?
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. After saw the video, I'm leaving Romania for good, bro. That's crazy, dude. They just violated. Niggas know where you're at. I mean, they probably know already, but like they actually know now because all the evidence walking into it, bro. They know.
So it's crazy to me.
Yeah, man. Like, they posted the raid of his house. People know the ins and outs now. They know, like, where certain things are. Like, it's kind of crazy that law enforcement would post that because he's some high-profile dude.
Get some conspiracy here, because I know people say, "Oh, Fresh conspiracy." Can I bring the tweet up? So I want to tie this together with what I was thinking yesterday on the show. So
okay.
I have a tweet in the actual chat there if you don't mind. And guys, I gotta say this, man. The U.S. is very good at coming into situations that don't involve them. And as a result, if they deem somebody to be a issue for them, the whole culture, the agenda, they're gonna come at you. So there's a tweet here from someone.
Listen, listen. They spitting facts right now.
Read what it says here, if you don't mind, Myron, coming up.
My sources in law enforcement have told me Andrew Tate will be arrested end of 2022, early 2023. No matter if he is guilty or not, the Romanian government is under intense pressure from the United States and big tech to shut him down. And that was on October 11, 2022, and this guy called it.
Hold up. Gary the numbers guy. No way. No way. No, hold on. No way did he predict this. October 11, 2022. Gary the numbers guy. I know it's kind of blurry. That's my bad, guys. Gary the numbers guy states that, I mean, he pretty much predicted it, bro. Law enforcement, sources in law enforcement, unless this is like edited or whatever, like the image is edited and everything, like that's mad sus, bro. How would he have been able to predict that? What in the, bro? I'm telling y'all, it's something going on, bro. It's something going on. If y'all niggas actually think, that there's no involvement by the U.S. here, that there's no involvement by big tech here, bro, it's just not possible. It's not possible, bro. Y'all like the new setup, by the way? I got a setup so I'm able to come over here and hit him with the hey. So maybe I got more flexibility to move now, to hit him with the schmoves if I have to. But if y'all actually think that there's no involvement, let me just make sure that I'm like properly in frame here. Yeah. But if y'all actually think it's no involvement at all by the government or by law officials, when they're like, obviously they have to plan these things, but it's just very coincidental. Very coincidental. I mean, the dude gets into an argument with Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is, and all of a sudden, we got him, boys. Bust down the doors, like, bro, it's man, it's scary times, bro. It's scary times. It is scary times. I need y'all to be wary of these things. I need to be aware of these things, man. Like, as we move forward to the next time, like the generations are changing. And what I mean by that is we're getting less sensitive about how crazy things like this is, but we're getting more sensitive about the small finite details of speech and all this extra shit. It makes no sense. It really doesn't make any fucking sense how we stuff like this happens and we're like, oh yeah, he deserves it. Like, people have gotten to the point where they're wishing that this man actually trafficked women so that they can be like, yes, we were right about him. Like, wouldn't it be more morally correct for us to be like, I really hope he didn't traffic anybody, and I really hope he gets out, because then that means that there were no women that were harmed. But instead we're like, nah, all 10 of those women, even if they don't feel like it, they were trafficked so that he can go to jail. It's like, bro, there's no way people are actually like this in real life. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. You gotta tell me what y'all think, but to me, that's kind of wild. Like, I feel like we should be hoping that there was no wrongdoing here. Like, that there was no malice, there was no trafficking, there was no R word, there was none of that. That's what we should be hoping for. But instead, people are like, nah, he definitely did it. Those women are hurt. I hope those women are hurt so he goes to jail. Like, you're weird. You're mad weird for that. But we have located the Sneako the Sneako live stream, and we're about to throw it up right now. My only fear is that his chats are, as we know, his chat are kind of wild. Like, his chat just be saying Are people logging off in droves or something? Like his numbers were just at like 9,000 or something, and they just dropped down by like 100.
That's actually punching up. But for all these people, all the woke left.
What up, Sneako? Look at his chat, dog. Just W Hitler from the jump. W Hitler, bro. Relax. Just F word Hitler. F word. Jesus Christ.
People like if you look at the fighting community, they're all in support of it. If you look at people who are outside of the like strong men, anybody in the gym supports Andrew and Tristan Tate. Have you ever seen somebody in the gym say that shit about trafficking? No. So
no, I mean to be honest, I haven't.
Is attacking the toxically masculine. And they think that they're doing something. They think that they're like they're evening out the power. When in reality, like saying small penis, that doesn't fucking do anything.
That's true. That's true. That comeback blew up, and it's like the top 25. Again, here, let me make sure that I'm staying live. But
I want the same money that you.
But to make sure I'm like they were saying like
they don't believe in God.
Top 25 liked comments is Greta Thunberg saying little dick energy to Andrew Tate, bro. Really? That's what y'all are liking?
Past what you see that's in front of you. Elon is trying to tell you right now. I don't agree with everything Elon talks about. I think he should have freed Alex Jones, but Elon Musk is starting to break that down. Listen closer next time that Ye says something and you get triggered because he says Hitler or something like that. Think about what he's really trying to tell you. Think about what they're really trying.
So I'm saying, bro, and even people in my comments, I'll see it, and I'm a small channel, but even people in my comments will be like when I'll say things like, "Oh, Sneako had a point," or "Ye had a point," they'll be like, "No, he's a pea-brain. He's stupid. He doesn't have any points. He's dumb." It's like, bro, you really think everything this dude says is wrong? It's just not possible. How many push-ups? 20 push-ups?
Okay, everybody's saying 20 push-ups. I'm not seeing any rumble rants in here. You already know how it goes.
Listen, I'll do it for free. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't need no bread. Come on, Sneak. Come on, Sneak. We gotta do our push-ups to show them we're not afraid. To show them we're still mad. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see me do it, so I'm gonna do it right in front of the TV.
So what we gotta do right now, the best thing for us to do is to strengthen our minds and be around people who are awake as well. See through the bullshit.
Let me just make sure. Hold on.
That's the best thing that we can do is become stronger.
If I. Yep. Y'all will be able to see me. All right, word. Sneako, stop. 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 All right, come on.
Free top G in the chat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's W form right there.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Whenever they ask you to do something, you do a little bit more. You feel me? Hit them a couple more. Do a little bit more to show them we're not afraid. We're not afraid. We're not afraid, boy. We're not afraid. We're not afraid. If you didn't do push-ups with me just now while watching this playback or watching this live or whatever, if you're in Sneako's Rumble chat, you didn't do those push-ups, you're a bitch. Do your push-ups.
And I know you can relate to this.
Free the Tate bros.
They don't have the same
yeah, this is crazy, bro.
That are like-minded in this game. But speaking to a lot of people behind the scenes from the Tate camp, it's really reassuring when you could find that there's other people out there in the world, whether they're in Singapore or in Dubai, Argentina, Eastern Europe.
It's just unfortunate, man. Like, I want my own network or like my own group of people that I'm able to just chill and hang out with. Barely got anybody, bro. And even most of the people around here are just, nobody wants to, like, I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Bob and weave. That's all I do. I bobbed and weaved. I was bobbing and weaving a cancellation. And we lapped a Twitch bot yesterday, pussy. I lapped one of the biggest Twitch streamers yesterday on Rumble. W's in the chat.
Is he talking about Moist Critical?
None of these soy boys could do. Try it. Woo! Let's get into it. Let's get into this nonsense gossip and get into the news.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
About the creativity kit, what'd you say?
Hold up real quick, y'all. Let me just make sure that
a while ago.
I'm still in frame. All right, I'm good.
It's okay.
I'm good.
My bad.
The Matrix has attacked
Oh my god, you. This is not. This is Tristan Tate, ready?
This is not a Freemason hand symbol, by
It's
the way.
not
This
a
is what
mysterious
Emily Tina
hand
followed.
sign. It's
What it depicts
literally
like
how
this.
they like you
This
hold your
hand
hand. Think
symbol
about the thinking
basically
man.
means my unmatched perspicacity coupled with my
Perspicacity.
ability.
Perspicacity.
In any realm of human endeavor. This is what this means.
This.
Focus, confidence.
This is just a stance that you hold if you're thinking
You
like.
have friends around you that aren't gonna fold if they have police questioning like this.
You feel me? It was kind of weird how he like he kind of like threw it up. Like he kind of threw it up there a little bit. He didn't just like sit. Like he made sure that we saw it a little bit, but who knows? Oh, it froze. But okay, I'll just talk to you until it pops back up, man. Him being arrested, Andrew Tate being arrested, Tristan Tate being arrested. I think honestly, if there's any ounce of credibility behind the live takedown of him, then of course I'm gonna always say he deserves it. But do I personally think that? Because that's at the end of the day, you gotta formulate your beliefs based off of what's happening in front of you, and you have to be not quick to judge, right? So it's supposed to be, even in America, in the American justice system, in any other justice system, it's supposed to be that we are held innocent until we are proven guilty. But in the court of public opinion, it is the exact opposite. We are held guilty the moment, if you're not liked, the moment something comes out. And honestly, even if you are liked, it's like people just jump down your throat. Like the moment they hear anything that will go against you, they're like, listen, man, we going for it. We're going for it. We believe it. Like, think about how quick people celebrated him being put away when they don't even know. Like, that's the craziest shit. They don't even know if it actually happened or not. And I saw El Hassan Piker. I saw him talking recently in one of his reacts saying like, oh, Andrew Tate posted all over his stuff, and he even has it on his website saying like how he used a bunch of his girlfriends and stuff to do like the live streaming business, and it's the lover boy technique, and the thing is here, right? He also made it quite clear that if any of those women wanted to leave, he was the first one to say, I will buy you a ticket to send you back to wherever you came from. So you didn't have to be there. He gave him the option. And if you're given an option, then it's no longer the same as being held against your will, or being forced, or being threatened, or any of that. It's like, until there is credibility, sound credibility placed on the statements that he was trafficking human beings, then why would you jump on that being the truth? If you actually want a more safe world, if you want those women to actually be safe, why would you immediately be like, yes, they were human trafficked, yes? And I know people are gonna be like, no, we were actually just celebrating the fact that the perpetrator finally got caught. It's like, no, you're not. You're celebrating because you don't like him, and that's it. At the end of the day, is if it's somebody that you don't like, you celebrate that they gotten taken down, even if it means that more people were hurt as a result of their takedown. Wouldn't you rather be able to accept that? No, you know what? I'm gonna assume that all the stuff he was saying about being a nice guy and about giving them the freedom to leave, I'm gonna assume that's true, so that when he's prosecuted, if he's freed and they said that he's clear, then that means that those women were not hurt. But no, the bots want it to be true. They want you to think that this actually happened, and they're fine with the fact that that means that women were hurt. They would rather accept the reality where X amount of women were actually held against their will and emotionally destroyed and given no rights, and they would rather that reality so that they could paint a figure of, you see, this is what is bad, versus the reality where they can say, well, we're going to wait until the judicial system in Romania or wherever it's tried prosecutes this, and we're going to hope that those women actually were there of their own volition, and that they chose to be there because it was a more profitable situation for them. Because we support, and this is the leftist, we support the ability for women to do sex work. So it's okay if they were all just live streaming together in a basement somewhere. They had each other and they were able to stand with each other. So that's what really matters. No, all of that goes out the window. It's those women had no rights, and obviously they were manipulated because of the money. It's like, but don't women have the power and the intellect to make smart and knowledgeable decisions for themselves? Like, I don't know, not flying to a different country for someone who you know has other women to live stream for them on OnlyFans and other live streaming platforms. Wouldn't that be what a smart woman, which is what most women are, right? We can agree, leftists, that most women are smart and able to see past the red flags of a serial human trafficker. Wouldn't you agree that most women are able to, or would you not? Would you be more comfortable in saying, nah, because he had money, those women had no idea? It's like, bro, just come to reality. You gotta be like moderate in this bitch, or like Payne, like wake up to reality. Like you gotta be just as bombastic as possible for people to even take you seriously. It's so ridiculous, man. But let's see if we can get some more Sneako in here. No?
Interview clips where he said this would happen.
Okay, bet there we
It's
go.
a 3-life process when you're someone that that let's say the Matrix or the mainstream news or the people in charge do not like you. It's a 3-step process. First, they try and cancel you. So they tried to cancel Tate. They really did. Unfortunately for them, they failed. So they failed
this is Luke?
on that end. So
This sounds like Luke. This is Luke, right?
What's the next move? Well,
Then they try to imprison you.
And by the way, you can see this playbook. They do this playbook with Julian Assange. They do it with
Free Julian Assange. This guy's sitting in jail for some false rape charges, and what he really did was expose the WikiLeaks and showed how the U.S. government was bombing innocent civilians in the Middle East.
with credible people.
Yo, I can't stand this nigga, bro. This nigga, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to be so fucking hilarious? I'm trying to be serious.
It's what they do. First, they try and discredit you and cancel you, so no one listens to you. If people keep listening to you, then they have to try and discredit you further.
I think this was the biggest failed cancellation I've ever seen. For Alex Jones, it was very effective. He still has a very loyal fan base. But
yeah.
Andrew and Tristan Tate's cancellation.
I think the reason Alex Jones was like, the reason they were so effective with Alex Jones was because he was denouncing some stuff where it's like, bro, like, at least, you know, even with Andrew and Tristan Tate, people kind of know, like, there is a possibility, and it's what's happened, trust me, but there is that possibility that those women are there of their own volition. Like, there's no, like, blatant and obvious. With Alex Jones, he was denying Sandy Hook happened. And if you're into conspiracy theories and you're, like, the type of person where you're like, oh, yeah, well, it didn't happen, though, and they were all paid actors, it's like, all right, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, even Alex Jones in court had to walk back those statements. Like, it's kind of, that is, like, high-level conspiracy. Tate doesn't really get that high level when it comes to conspiracies. He's just attacking the highest of levels of organizations. So that's why it's a bit different for Tate, where it's like it's a bit harder for them to come at him and be accurate in their accusations, because there is always the possibility that those women were there of their own volitions, whether or not the mainstream media or the mainstream opinion is that they were human trafficked or not. Like, all you would really have to do is, imprison them, get the women away from them, and then interview the women after they're taken away from that environment. And if the women are still saying, like, I was fine, there was nothing going on, I was fine, I don't know what you're talking about, then it's like, what are you going to say, you know? But we'll see. They said 30 more days. The Tates will be locked up. So we'll see.
A lot of the double standards that happens in social media.
Further and try and put you in jail. That's the next move. And that's what the Matrix has done. The Matrix is now trying to put Andrew in jail. It's completely bogus charges, but unfortunately, Romania is, you guys can look this up, is known for corruption, and unfortunately, corruption also works to where if the mainstream and the Matrix wants you, they can find a corrupt judge to sign a bullshit paper to get your house raided. And that's
true.
really what it is. It's one judge signs one paper, and now your house gets raided, and then you get, and that's how it goes. That's just how it goes. So, obviously that's all in the news now, because that's what it takes to discredit, right? Just the house raid alone is massively discrediting. Julian Assange, right? I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's the WikiLeaks guy who reported a bunch of news that the US government didn't want to get reported. Then one day, out of nowhere, some Swedish girl said that he raped her. And there's no evidence at all that that happened ever. And I'm pretty sure the charges were dropped and it never even went to court. But by then, he ran away and hid in exile in some embassy. He was in that embassy.
He was in an embassy in the UK. I just visited it. It was funny. I passed that embassy the day that I was canceled on YouTube and Twitch. Or no, just YouTube when they deleted all my channels. I was walking by that and I made a mistake. And what a lot of the people on the Red Pill community, they tell me to do is they tell me to not speak too much about this. It's better to go stick to surface level Red Pill ideas, stuff like relationships, because trying to become a martyr of truth is just going to make you a target for people that you don't want to be a target for. And so right after the cancellation, I posted on my Instagram, I was really upset. I was started talking about big tech, and I said free Alex Jones, free Julian Assange, free Andrew Tate, free Kanye West, all the people that were martyrs of free speech. And Instagram took down the post for violence. They control everything, chat.
Forever. Then they dropped those charges and they added on some new charges about something about leaking sensitive information, like it's a sort of terrorist thing. So anyway, that's the playbook they played on Assange. Step 2 done. Will they attempt step 3? Because step 3 is, if they can't cancel you, and if they can't put you in jail, or if jail doesn't ruin your...
Then you end up drowned in some lake in...
Or you end up hanging from some rope because you were depressed.
Or you end up with some faulty pills that a doctor gave you, like what happened to Michael Jackson. They slipped something. There's just some... Or Kevin Samuels, you end up with in a hotel room. Phase 3.
Influence. The next thing they do is they kill you. They Epstein you. They make it, and Andrews clearly said...
Bro, I've said this so many times before. Epstein...
You know what? Complete NPC if you think that Jeffrey Epstein actually hung himself.
Thank you. Thank you. If you actually think that one of the world's most influential and powerful and wealthy men on the planet got incarcerated and was like, nope, I can't do this, guys. There's just no way. There's literally just no way. It just didn't happen. If you think it happened, it didn't, okay? It didn't happen. Like, I don't know what else I can preach. It did not happen, bro. Oh my God. That is just such a dumb belief that I don't know, many people that actually believe it. I see more people, but some of them are like just memes. So I don't even know if the people are taking themselves seriously, but I see so many more people just like, oh yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself, like in a meme. But seriously, do you really think, if you use any level or measure of analytical thinking, do you actually think that man would take himself out of the world while containing the ability to just rat on anybody? That's why he was taken out. Because he knew that he could get out just by threatening to tell. But if he threatened to tell, there's going to be people with the power who will threaten and successfully kill. And that's what happened. It's just too obvious. And it just blows my mind that it's actually able to just like, because they know that meme culture exists, they can just be like, people are just going to laugh about it and get over it. Because there's more important things for them to worry about. People got to pay their bills, got to pay their rent, got to be able to afford food. And there's so many people that are right at or below the poverty line where it's like people have other things to worry about. So when high level things like that happen, we can just brush it under the rug because it'll be talked about for a while, maybe even for a couple of years. But eventually there'll be another global crisis or a pandemic that'll come and then it just sweep people right off their feet and sweep things right over people's heads. They'll forget about it or they'll just become meme culture and that's where it'll die. It's so dumb. So dumb. It's so dumb.
High-profile prisoners of all time. The cameras just, for some reason,
just stopped working.
All the prison guards. Oh, Jeff Epstein, he's chilling. It's just like, whoa, he's dead. He didn't kill himself.
On multiple podcasts, he will never kill himself. Andrew knew that this would happen eventually. It was always a possibility on the board. It was always, okay, well, we've done well in not getting canceled.
What Andrew should have done was also posted medical
changing
history,
lives for the
bro.
better. And okay, so
That's
that
what he
means
should have
step
did.
2
He
in
should have
jail.
posted
Andrew
he should have
expressed it.
posted medical history so we knew, like, if they say in 30 days from now or a couple months from now, Andrew Tate dies from fucking prostate explosion or something, like, you know, we know that that's bullshit. Like, we know that he was, you know, like, his cardiovascular system was good, his you know, his heart was working fine, his lungs were working fine, he didn't have any cancers or tumors. Like, if we just knew, like, I feel like they might put it on cancer. I feel like that might be the thing that they try to say, is that, like, you know, he's really big on the smoking the cigars and stuff. He just didn't talk about it because he was too masculine or something. Like, I can literally see this playing out in like future time. Like 3 months from now, Andrew Tate dies to some sort of cancer that he didn't reveal, and then the popular media would be like, oh, well, he didn't talk about it because he didn't want men to feel weak or men to feel like they can be taken down, and he's a popular believer that anxiety didn't exist, so he also just thought that medical problems didn't exist and that he was too strong for them. And then they'll use that as a talking point for why he didn't talk about some mysterious whatever that ends up taking him out. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, but if it does, just know I called it in December 30th of 2022, okay? I called it. I fucking called it. I called it. So you can't do it now because I called it. Some rando called it. Dickheads. Fucking dickheads.
Podcast that he knew that that was the case, and that's why he was worried. And obviously he was worried for a good reason, as we can see.
One of the last things he texted me, I think 2 days ago on stream when I was reacting to his podcast with Pearl. I asked him how he's doing and stuff like that. He said that he was in somewhere in Europe. I don't want to disclose his location. And then he said, yeah, I've been doing good, just surviving the Matrix attacks. And I'm not sure how much he knew or if he was able to predict that this was about to happen, but you certainly feel the pressure before the walls cave in. You know, I don't know, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but anybody who's been watching my streams for a while, before the big tech cancellation, we saw it coming. There was more pressure, there was more signs, more demonetized videos, more age restriction, the stuff that the hit pieces that were coming out, stuff that I was hearing behind the scenes, and even just the attitude of the stream. It's like we all knew that this wasn't lasting very long. It's very eerie that like Andrew just texted me like, I'm good, just surviving the Matrix attacks. So when you're taking on something at this level, you need to have, like, look at him right here sitting in the war room. You need to have a network of strong people around. And I don't want to say who it was, but today I was in a Twitter space with one of these men and trying to defend Andrew and Tristan against people who are completely programmed. It's very difficult because woke people are so hard-headed while also predictable, and at the same time stuck in their ways and repeating the same stuff. And they also feel that they're smart, so they want to get their sentence out, but you already know what they're going to say before they finish saying it.
Yeah.
Because frankly, I'm extremely, extremely surprised this happened. I've been living with the guy forever, and I can tell you guys, it's not true in any way, shape, or form. It's complete, just literal nonsense. I actually can't believe it. It makes me really not trust the justice system at all in any way, shape, or form.
There's no point. You can't judge. Why would you trust people that have complete power and control over you? They do not have your best interest in mind. Everybody here watching, the best thing that we could do is become sovereign individuals and make your own government, you know? And that doesn't mean like start your own nation, but be the president of your own household. Be able to have multiple passports and have a giant compound, be with your friends, and where you could where you don't have to listen to what they want to force you to do. So when the next pandemic eventually comes because of climate change and they tell you that you can't drive because you're going to...
That's one thing Sneako did say, man. He literally said that because of the whole Greta Thunberg situation, the next fucking pandemic is literally going to be based on climate change. It's going to be like everyone has to stay inside because it's too hot outside, or everyone has to stay inside because there's a specific toxic gas that's been leaking in through the ozone layer because of carbon emissions or something. Like, it's going to be climate change related, which is pretty hilarious in my opinion. And honestly, it's also very possible. Like, I could see that happening. I could see there being like some sort of thing where it's like, yeah, you have to stay inside because outside is scary, toxic right now.
Anybody in charge, they don't care.
But my bad.
Why would they? Someone actually tell me why anybody who's seeking power and control over others, why would they have your best interest in mind? You're a nobody. We're nobodies. We're nothing.
What about Elon Musk?
Keep exposing the matrix, the new world order, and the occult agendas such as globalist control and depopulation. Us like-minded people need to stick together to stop the divide and awaken others. Yes. Anybody who's awake and who's like-minded, now is the time to create a network and work together. And I offer one, the creativity kit, but you don't have to join my creativity kit. It's an online school as well as a private network where like-minded people can learn and teach each other and network to make money online right now through social media and also with different professors. But there's so many ways we have to stick together and help each other out, because you're not going to be able to make it out of this alone. And I know that it's really easy to go down this path of schizophrenia and lonely Discord reaction sections where people will send me these videos and they're overly analyzing this thing. The best thing to do, because right now we're covering news and this is ultimately entertainment, the best thing we could do is become smarter, richer, stronger, and not entertain too much gossip. Obviously, I'm working right now, but that's the best thing we can do. Nick is streaming right now. You should collab. Tell him I'm down to talk, but I don't want to call him right now. Nick Fuentes is somebody who I think could be a future president of the United States, but I also don't have a lot of hope, and it's starting to make sense to me. I was asking this to Andrew and Tristan a lot when I was in Romania. I was asking them, why are you so afraid of coming to America? And they didn't really have, not afraid because they don't like to use that word, but why are you apprehensive to come back to America? And I asked them that question because I thought that there was some underlying reason, like maybe they had some case or something like that. Maybe they had some statute of limitations that they are waiting to pass. But I'm realizing now that the reason it wasn't anything like that.
It would be very quick.
Being spooked about the government, that the level of control in the West and the woke agenda is so strong here. There's no God in the West anymore. People like to say that the reason that they're in Romania so that they can profit off of corruption. It's all nonsense. The reason they're in Romania is because it's a God-fearing Christian place. The reason that a lot of people go to Dubai is because it's a tax haven. You don't have to pay any taxes. Did you know that? And it's also a Muslim place. There's a presence of God there. In the West, there is no more culture. There's no more God.
That's true, man. I've felt that way since I was in like middle school. Like I've felt, and it's something that I didn't really like understand, like how exactly it was like affecting my mind. Like I didn't really think about it. Like when I was growing up, like I didn't grow up like with God like being pushed onto me. And my mom is a Jehovah's Witness, not the traveling kind, but she practices the religion of like Jehovah's Witness. And then my dad is supposedly a Catholic. So like I went to a Catholic high school, and even then like the students godless, like they all went to church and shit, but like they all like that, especially the ones I talked to would tell me behind the back of the sisters and the deacons and everything, like, yeah, I just do this because my parents do it. Like I don't really believe this shit. And like as we got older, like it became present, like none of them, maybe one out of like the 750 kids like actually got involved with the church and like actually continued to practice like towards their junior and senior year. But everybody else was like, even just the rest of the country, it just, the presence of a moral figure that we all have to like look up to and stuff, like it was completely gone in my childhood, and it was like devoid. And I used to think like, oh yeah, I'm an atheist, and like more recently it's like more agnostic, but even then I always make people aware and make people know that like I do believe in a God, just not the gods that are portrayed through traditional religions, because I do like I honestly believe religions, if you think historically, are a tool to separate people. Like they are that like they are, religions are a tool to separate people. But I do believe in a God where it's like he wouldn't have confined himself to any of the explicit rules, like the specific rules of each religion, like whereas he would keep the ones that are universal, because there are rules, there are beliefs that are like essentially universal, throughout religions, and then there's the specific rules where it's like that can't be right, So I believe there's a God. I just don't believe that he is the Muslim God. He's not Allah, or he's not Yahweh. He's not God. He's not Jesus. You know, he's not any of the written ones. But there is one, and he's watching. He doesn't get involved, because then it would be immediately taking away free will. He just controls nature, and the free will of all of his beings stay there.
Is Jesus for the left. She's worshipped. You know who's treated like a religious figure with statues all over the country, in Union Square, New York, and in Flint, Michigan, and there's even cities still to this day from BLM, cities that have no police zones. George Floyd is like a hero to the woke people. And George Floyd, he was an armed burglar. Look at how who the left worships. The left hates Donald Trump. The left hates Andrew Tate. They have no criminal record. George Floyd was bursting into houses, beating people up, stealing. He was on fentanyl and meth, and he's worshipped by the left. Greta Thunberg is a retarded 19-year-old who's telling you that she knows more about science and she knows more about how hot the sun is than you. The new religion is the woke. That's why they don't want to come back to America, not because of some underlying conspiracy. It's just that this place, if you really analyze it, it's falling apart in real time because there's a lack of God here. So somebody like Nick Fuentes is somebody who's actively trying and speaking about the right things in order to bring it back, but it's hard to be optimistic about what's the future of America if you analyze it properly. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm just playing the game of life. I don't believe in, I'm not really a patriot. Of course I love America, but would I rather go somewhere else than die for this country? Of course. I would not die for America. I would rather go to another place, and I'd rather provide for my family. That's more important to me.
Yeah, I mean, providing for your family should be like, if you think about like, providing for your family should be the number one goal. Like, you should be ultimately striving to be able to take care of your family, take care of your kids, have kids, and continue a legacy of your kids aspiring to be, if not like you, then better than you. Like, that should be the goal. Especially like for the man, and even for the woman in the relationship. It's like the goal should always be that you are trying to have another generation of children, and then that generation becomes better than you. Like, it's a pretty simple. Hold on. Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Oh my God, it is the boy Trailblazer. What up, Vance? What up, Vance? That's funny. That's funny as hell. Heathen, he said in the chat, Heathen, Bird, which God you chose? Come on, man. You already know which God I chose, man. Zero. Nah, I'm stop fucking around. Nah, let me stop fucking around. Zero is God though. Don't play with that. But yeah, we're gonna get back into the Sneako content really quickly. But let me just see what I'm missing out on here. I really wish I would have paid attention when my guy Vance was in chat. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. That would have been real funny. Damn. Alright, well, hey, Vance, if you hop back in and you watch back the feedback, I love you, man. I love you, dog. But let's get back to Lico. I'm messing with y'all, man. Lico all day, man. W Sneako.
Okay, stuff is getting even crazier. There's a video of Andrew Tate in a police bus getting driven to jail to spend the 30 days, apparently. And if you slow the video down, you can see there's one more person with them, which you can't really identify. And you can see Andrew Tate's assistant, Georgiana, which is really weird because it means
she's such a nice lady, too. I can't believe that.
How would they have roped her into that?
I know, yeah.
He must be involved in whatever he got charged for, which is super, like, weird and interesting in a way. And there's a court case happening, but that can take a long time, which is just super
why would Georgiana be in
like this, but
the van?
Netflix has them in their hands, and we can only guess what will happen next. A lot of things are going down in these past 24 hours, and I will keep updating all of
That's a good point. That's a good point. This is a point right here. I feel bad for Andrew Tate's mom right now, man. Yeah, that is an excellent point, bro. Like, of course she's stressing, bro. Like, both of her sons were just locked up, and people are just like, yeah, we did it, guys, we did them. It's like, bro, really? You're celebrating a mother's sons being taken? Like, y'all niggas are weird. Y'all niggas are weird. Y'all niggas are weird. Yeah, niggas are weird.
Coffees not to fall asleep and just an update, because as much as you think I do this only for free views, I care about Tate a lot because he's been an inspiration to me and I really want the best for him. But yeah, guys, be sure to leave a like.
This is the reason they're canceling him, and that's something that the woke people don't seem to understand. I was talking in that Twitter space today. Type of one, if Tristan and Andrew have inspired you, if Tristan and Andrew have helped.
Oh, fuck typing it. I throw it up. They listen. It's about thinking differently.
That depression isn't real, that depression is a belief. Something that I made a video back. Does anyone remember that back in like 2017, 2018? I talked about how everybody in school is taking antidepressants. They all believe they're depressed. And when they told me that I have ADHD and I need to get a medication, you look it up, and ADHD is a mental disability. So it's like, if I believe I have a disability, then I'm always going to be a victim. I'm always going to have a victim mindset. I'm not going to improve. So I just don't want to live thinking like a victim. The reason that they are targeting him is because he's uplifting a lot of people. They want you depressed and controlled. If we're depressed, if we're always going to therapy, if we're taking their pills and we're relying on big pharma for our happiness medicine, then we are always going to be slaves. If we believe that depression is real, if we believe that going to the gym is problematic, if we believe in toxic masculinity, we are easily controlled. We are little pawns in their system. Not even pawns, we're like little... We are actual sheep. We're like livestock, cows that they milk dry for all our resources while we work these jobs that we don't actually want to work. We serve them coffee and we do exactly as they tell us to do. We pay all of our taxes while they don't pay any, and they tell us to stay inside while they go fly to islands and do whatever the fuck they want to do. The rich people didn't quarantine. Rich people, the elites, they don't give a fuck about astrology. Millionaires don't believe in astrology. Billionaires believe in astrology. You understand? They need us to separate ourselves from God as much as possible.
That was an interesting message that millionaires don't believe in astrology, but billionaires do, because the billionaires are the ones controlling the game. I just had a counterpoint, just to ask, and obviously I'm not going to get an answer from Sneako or anything, but like when he said that, people are like racing to the top basically to get as much money as possible to try to control people, why would they have our best interests in mind? Like, what do you think about Elon actively trying to gain more control and being one of the richest man on the planet and trying to gain more control? It's like, well, then that would sort of go against the point, and it would prove that there are people with extreme amounts of money, or at least person with extreme amount of money, that has the people's best interest in mind. And if there is one person, then I mean that there are other people like that as well. I mean, Kanye, richest black man on the planet. And okay, buddy. Okay, you see, this is why people have a problem with niggas that support Sneako, bro. Stop. Just stop. Like, why would you even write that? Like, bro, look at this. Hold on. Oh, shit, my bad. Hell, you didn't even spell Heil right, you fucking idiot. Look at it. Hell. It's like, bro, stop. Why? Facts. Like, just why? Just why? Just why? Why is he muted?
The soy boys over here that I debate them.
Yo, what these?
About how much they talk about right now. They're playing chess, chat. You realize they're literally fighting against.
Ugh. Take voice critical off of this, because that's my guy. Lasan.
The elites are fighting against the powers that
be. Yuck.
It's not that simple to just get on a call right now. And if he doesn't want to, I completely understand. What have you guys said about Rumble? About
Rumble?
Ludwig, I mean. Said he made a documentary about what?
Ludwig make a documentary? Alright. We're gonna hop off of the Sneako bandwagon real quick. We're about to jump over to YouTube. Over to YouTube. I was discussing this earlier. I wonder if Luke is still not Luke, sorry. Why did I say Luke? I wonder if Destiny is still streaming. I wanna do some like little fun debates before I wrap this up. I'm not gonna stream for a while because I mean I have nobody watching. But it is what it is. Oh, what am I doing? Westiny. No, I don't want to play his video. I want to go to his channel.
It did. He's recently tweeted a video.
Okay. Oh, Vosh. I would never watch a Vosh stream. I just need that to be made clear. Is Destiny no longer streaming? He normally streamed until like 11. Oh. I thought he was live right now. Oh well. I did see that Vosh was streaming, but again, not gonna fucking happen. Well, I think I think I'll just leave it like that. Like reacting to a bit of Sneako. I'm probably just gonna go watch Sneako myself. But I did want to have a little bit of more conversation with you guys about this topic. Do y'all really think that this is all just like normal? This is just easy breezy cover girl. Like y'all really think this is how it's gonna play out? Yeah, I think that Andrew Tate is gonna actually just be in prison, and then he's gonna like be an actual human trafficker, and the court's gonna find him guilty, and there's gonna be no shady stuff about this, and it's all gonna have been true about him, and then he's gonna go to jail, and he's gonna learn his lesson, he's gonna come back to society and be a good human being. Do you think that this is actually how this is gonna go? Or do you think that no matter what, even if the dude is released and it's shown and proven that he is not a human trafficker, that people from the side, the left, are still going to make sure that they do whatever they can to portray him as an evil person and make sure that people think that he's bad? That's what I think is going to happen. I think that people are going to, no matter what, they're going to be like, Andrew Tate's bad, and even if he is proven not to be a human trafficker, they're going to call him a human trafficker. Even if he's cleared of all sexual related claims, they're still going to say he's an R word, and they're still going to say that he sexually assaults women. And even if the women around him come out and say that he's a nice guy and that he does good for them, people are still going to say, no, you guys are just brainwashed because he's a mastermind that takes advantage of you. So it's like, what's really the point? You know what I mean? Like, what would be the point? It's kind of weird to watch. Like, it's kind of weird to even see it happening in real time. Like, see exactly how many people collectively are just okay with being the hater in the situation, without okay with not critically analyzing a situation. Like, even when the news broke, I didn't believe it. So I went on Twitter, then I Googled, I read multiple news articles. I went to the Romanian news article itself to see what was happening before I actually made my video on it. It's like, people don't even take the time to do those first few steps. They just do the go on Twitter part, and then they're like, he was arrested. Oh, it was because of the pizza box? Oh, yeah, ha, gotta got him, like. It's like, bro, really? You just believe that it was because of a pizza box? You just believe that it was like, bro, really? Like that? I don't know. That's just a bit mediocre to me. And I feel like the more quick we are to just jump onto the ideas that we are presented with, the worse we're going to become. We're going to become so barbaric and animalistic, which is kind of what they're trying to promote. Like, you think about it, think about the systems that people put in place to take down the greatest societies, right? Who do you attack first? You attack intellectuals, you attack the most powerful, and you attack the strong men, right? So you attack masculinity by promoting toxic masculinity, female power, through avenues like TikTok and through brainwashing techniques. Before, you could do it by just physically holding people inside of concentration camps and telling them this is what you're going to believe. But now that you can't do it as brutally as that, what do? You create the world's biggest social media platform, and you push as hard as you can through that platform to make sure everyone believes the same message, which is that the strong men and the people who are thinking the most are bad and they should be eradicated. Well, you can't just eradicate people by just running up in their territory and slaughtering them with swords anymore. So what do? Instead, you just make sure that everyone hates them so much that anything that comes out of their mouth, people won't believe them, and they'll shun them, they'll take away their ability to make money, and they'll essentially force them either into poverty or kill them. And once you have the strong men removed, once you have the intellectuals removed, then what do? Well, you're left with a bunch of sheep who are willing to believe what you say, who are willing to follow what you say, and who are desperately in need of a leader. And then you can just take over. And if you look at the China 100-year plan or the Chinese 50-year plan, they're moving on the stage. They're moving on the stage too, guys. They've sort of already allowed us to turn on each other already, and we're doing it, and we're listening fast. And now they're going to start making friends with all the people who don't like us. And the more friends they make, the more enemies we have gathered against us. And yeah, America is the greatest military power on the planet, hands down. But what's going to happen when all the strongmen are gone? When the traditional guys who were willing to get at 4 or 5 in the morning to go do training in a military campus somewhere, when all those guys are now so okay with just drinking coffee and painting their nails black and talking about anime porn, what do you do then? When there are no fighters left, and there are no intellectuals, and there's nobody that's actually willing and able to fight for this country anymore. Because like Sneako just said, man, why would you be a patriot for a country that's not even supporting you? And when a majority of the military is still male, I believe it's like 80%, 85% of the military is still male, and masculinity is being canceled, why would you even try to fight for a nation that's not supporting you? And of course the answer is because even as a man, even if you know that a nation is not supporting you, you know that they just don't know better. So you still fight for them because when times get tough, you're going to be needed. And then once you're needed, you'll be heralded because you'll be the hero. But you never know. With technology being the main tactic used in war nowadays, they might even try to find a way to make the traditional military family or the traditional military man demonized. And once that happens, who do we have to save us? All we're going to be able to do is look left, look right, look at all the policies we made banning all of our guns. Look at all the policies we made making it impossible for us to even look at our children, to even build them into hard, strong men. And we're going to say, oh, we're fucked. Dreamers,